Hi guys, welcome to the first episode of Behind the Funny. Hey listen, what it is, I'm going to be interviewing comedians from overseas, from in this country, from everywhere. I'm going to find out the real background, the essence, and how they got into comedy, what made them go into comedy, etc., etc. I'm going to do this, and it's going to last for about what hour? We'll start interviewing, but we're comedians. There's no script. We're just going to banter. I hope you enjoy it. Now, the first guy I've known him for a while now. We've just come off a tour in Holland, and we had a great, fantastic time. And he goes by the name of Mike Brits. You might know him, you might not know him, but after this, you'll definitely get to know him. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mike Brits. Well, I said it like I'm saying on stage. What's happening, Mike? Yeah. I can hear him now. You can hear me, can you?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Michael's like, yeah. Mike, I've known you for a while now, but they might not know you. So we're going to say to you, let's find out, first of all, let's introduce yourself and tell the people how long you've been doing comedy and when you started.
All right, who am I? I'm Mike Britt, born and raised in Brooklyn, New York. I've been doing comedy for 30 years now. And I started in New York.
Wow. That's a long time. So you must have come across a lot of the known, when I say the known names, I mean, top names. I mean, not like me, I mean the ones in America.
Right, the American ones.
Yeah, the American ones. Who have you met on your travels?
I pretty much know everybody, pretty much. Huh?
When you say everybody, give us some names of who you know.
Like all of the kings of comedy, yeah. The only person in comedy like I really didn't meet was I never met Martin.
Oh.
And I never met Eddie.
Eddie Murphy.
Huh?
Eddie Murphy? We're talking
about that's the only two I never.
Eddie Murphy. Okay, well, that's a long list. Mike, and you work with them all?
Work with them all.
Mike, when did you start, and what made you get into comedy?
You know, it's interesting because I wasn't even thinking about comedy. Now there's nothing, and just I always made people laugh. People always just like to be around me and have fun and stuff. And one time I'll give you the short version. One time I went to a wedding, right? And I was just having fun. A bunch of us that went to college together. One of our friends got married, so we all saw each other again when we came to the wedding. And we just having fun out after the wedding, eating and stuff. And one of my boys, his wife now, it wasn't his wife then. His wife now, she was like, she pulled me up, and I had just met her for the first time. And she was sitting there, me, and she said, "You ever thought about doing comedy?" And I was like, "Yeah, I heard it before, but no, I'm not even thinking about that." She said, "Well, I think you should, because I'm just sitting here observing you, and you're natural. You have a knack for it." And she was like, "If you don't pursue it, I think you're gonna be missing your calling." So I was like, "Huh?" And she said,
"She said that because she liked you, or was it like?"
No, that was his woman.
Oh, well, you never know.
No, she just liked what she heard.
Okay, they all do.
And she you try to get me into a situation with this man's wife now. And then she said, "Oh, the main thing was," she said, "I have a friend that works at the Apollo, and I could get you on there without the red tape." So I'm like, "Hold up, Apollo? Like, how we go from me not even thinking about comedy to the Apollo where you get murdered?" I was like, no. So that's really the first time, even though I heard it before, that's the first time I really thought about it coming from a stranger like that and her saying pursue it. Then maybe about it's funny how things happen. About a week or so after that, I went to a fashion show, and it was a comic performing on the fashion show. And I asked them, after I said, if somebody was interested in comedy, how would they even go about it?
What was the comic's name? Do you remember his name?
Oh my, what's his name? That oh man, I'll get his name back in a minute.
Yeah.
But he said go to Uptown Comedy Club. At the time they had a comedy class, and he was like, go. He said go to that, because that's how you're gonna really know if this is for you, because people think making their friends laugh is the same thing as being a comedian.
It's definitely not. No, it's definitely not.
Okay, and then I went to the class, and I only went to the class like 2 times, maybe 3 times. And the dude that was teaching the class, God bless the dead, his name is Montero Ivy. He would have people go on stage, and then the people, wannabes or whatever the comments in the audience critique it or say what they thought about it. And I would say like, oh, he should have said, because I have a very analytical mind. So I'll be like, oh, he should have said that. Oh, he should have switched that to that. So the second time I came, he was like, he said, yo, he said, you got a real good eye for this. I said, yeah. He said, yeah, you have a very good eye for this. And yeah. Then the funny part was he was like, yeah, what's your name and everything. He said, I'm very interested to see what your comedy is like. I was like, my comedy? I don't got none.
What?
I'm here to critique.
was that like a breakthrough? Is that what you call your first breakthrough type thing?
Right. That's what made me actually sit down and write something and say, what if all right, let me write a few minutes and see what's up. And this place had a open mic, right? Not an open mic. Well, we didn't do it like that. In the black clubs, we called it New Jack segment.
Go up there and die.
Yeah, but that's funny you said that, because in the black clubs we called it the New Jack segment, when new comics would get on early and then the season of veteran comics would go on after. So I went to the club one night for the New Jack segment, and all I said to myself was, if I get booed, this ain't for me. Because I wasn't.
Let's just hold it there for a minute. Have you ever been on stage and got booed, and what has it felt like for you?
Have I ever?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. As a young comic, it wasn't even the boo. It was the sirens.
The silence when the
sirens.
Huh? Sirens, bro. Yeah. What it is, like, because it's happened to me when I've gone on stage and I'm telling one of my best jokes and it's just not working, and I'm like, you know what? Fuck this shit. And I just like get off stage and like no one's talked to you. They don't talk to you.
Worse. And you know what's crazy? I did like 2 shows before that one. Yeah. Not even that night, but like the 2 nights in a row.
Yeah.
Doing it.
It was always.
I'll never forget the place. It's not there no more. It's on Flatbush Avenue in Brooklyn. Yeah. It was like a studio. I think it was like one time it was like a karate studio. Then it was some other thing. And the beginning of the set was good. I was going good, but I don't know where I lost them. I'm trying to remember what joke I did that turned them off me. And there was 2 girls. The way it was set up, it was an exit right here. It was an interesting way it was set up. So it was an exit right here, but 2 little steps, that you could sit on like a stoop.
Yeah.
And there was 3 girls sitting on that stoop part. And at first, like I said, I'll get my last and it's going. And I went left somewhere. And then they started it low. They started it low to see if everybody else was feeling the same way. So they didn't do it loud one at first. At first, they was like, So I heard it, right? And that crowd, I was like, oh no, I know they're not about to give me the siren. And when they did it, and then I kept on, and they wasn't feeling me no more. They was like, no, give them the full version now.
Oh yeah. Yeah, we had something like that over here. It was called like the 291 Club, where you would go on stage, and if you weren't doing well, we used to have a Sandman. I'm sure this come from America anyway. And he would come on stage and sweep you off the stage like
that's from the Apollo.
Yeah, that's like the Apollo. Yeah.
The Apollo.
When it comes to writing material, how do you write your material? Where do you get your inspiration from?
One thing, I really can't sit down and write. I gotta be inspired. So, because when I've tried to like sit down and say, "Oh, this hour I'm gonna sit down and write," it never works for me.
I don't think it works like that.
I have to see it right there.
Yeah,
jot it down. Think of something, jot it down. Not sit there and say, "This is right." Like some people could do that. Like this is right on time. It doesn't work. It doesn't work like that for me. Now I can sit there and I can have jokes like because I write everything out.
Right.
Completely. So like some people put bullet points. I don't use bullet points. I write the whole thing just like I thought it. So I can go later. Now I can go sit down later and say, okay, for this hour, I'm gonna look at these jokes that these premises that I had and go through them. That I could do, but just sit there and say I'm gonna come up with new stuff like that. I don't rock. It just has to happen, or I have to see it.
Right. I'm starting
somebody else.
Yeah, I'm slightly different. I can write out jokes, but I've been writing for a long time. I write out jokes, I write out bullet points, and I try to improvise a lot. That's how I work it, because I don't want to be scripted. Because there's some comics that they're scripted word for word. Whenever you see them, it's the same thing. Word
20
for
years.
word. for years,
For
word
20
for
years.
word. Yeah,
The
for 20
same
odd years,
shit
and people don't
over
know.
and
But
over. You know what the word, and but I love improv.
yeah,
You see me on stage. You see
yeah.
that's fun to me. But the worst thing is you ever be in a club and the staff is doing the comics joke back to back. I'm not talking about their favorite joke. I'm talking about their act.
The whole act.
Because they know exactly which
Yeah.
order it goes in and that. And when I used to see that, I'd be like, nah, I don't want to be that dude. Don't want to be that dude.
I hear you, man. So you start and you write. Tell me some of the interesting places that you've actually performed in, and it doesn't have to be large places because sometimes you find what I find.
Back in the we used to do a couple of times. We did like ladies' night, like stripper nights at the strip. So they would have, which was a horrible recipe.
Yeah,
you're gonna have dick swing. Can I say dick?
Yeah, you can say that, man. Dick swinging all over the place.
Swinging in their face, and they going crazy, and then they would stop that.
Yeah,
you go, you ladies ready to laugh?
So this is the comedy, and sometimes they get so
ready to laugh. I'm trying to get something going on here. It was
I mean, I've done one or two of those shows.
Oh, that was the worst. Now, there was
women. Women, you can be so you are.
And a comedy club next door to each other.
Yeah.
It was a strip club, and it was an ordinance that came out in New York City that you have to have a certain percentage of your club allotted to something else, or they couldn't have the stripper part. So they was like, all right, throw a comedy club in the other side. So we would literally go on stage, do up there, and then go right through the door into the strip club.
Wow.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something. What's your best place that you performed in? That might be a great one for you.
That's a tough one because I've been so many places I have fun in. Best place.
Yeah. Other than with me, but I'm saying, your best place.
You're talking about 30 years, so that's
a long time.
Best place. Oh, one time I got to do perform in Jamaica on the beach.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah. With Oliver
Samuels.
Yeah, Oliver Samuels.
That must have been quite.
Yeah, he's a god out there.
Well, yeah, but he's not really a comedian. He's a comic, but he's a comic actor though. He's quite. He's fun.
And he is well respected out there.
So Mike, what's your what do you look for? You've been in the business for 30 years. That's a long time. What's your future goals? What do you want to do? What do you want to end up doing?
What I want to end up doing?
Yeah.
I like to do some movies.
Okay.
Yeah, I've done TV stuff. I just just came out a few weeks ago. I was on The Penguin on HBO Max, and I'm going to be on another show on HBO Max coming up. But me, I would like to do movies. I was in a movie a long time ago, but it was a small part. I didn't even get a speaking part. So that's what I really. And I'm thinking about writing my own movie.
Okay. Wow, that's a big step.
Yeah, because I started getting into excuse me, it's hot in my basement. Editing and stuff. So I'm into that now. So I'm about to start writing a movie.
Well, that'd be great. I mean, I've got 2 books out that I'm going to be turning into a movie, so we might have to talk on that on another level. Now, you've 30 years in the industry, Mike. What advice can you give to younger comics coming up?
Number one, I wish we would have had the internet like they have it.
Oh yeah. Man, it's
only
now I'm starting to learn it.
It eliminates the middleman.
Yeah,
you're your own producer, your own everything, your own. You edit yourself, you shoot it yourself, you do everything, and you can put everything out yourself. So that's what I tell young comics now. I'm like, take advantage of that because we didn't have that. It would have been a different game. If we had that, we was coming.
But there is that thing though with comics that really do stuff on Instagram, and they do their little skits on Instagram. That I find that they need to transfer that into performing, and it doesn't really go well. But I think they're catching up. I think they'll get there in the end. But
I agree, and that's what's happening. That's why when a couple of them out there now that blew up, and then they would get attacked by the real comics. I get where comics are coming from, but my thing is, don't hate where the world is at now.
Yeah.
They just was born later. If we was born in, like I said, we would have been using it too. They just have a tool we didn't have, and it allowed them to access it faster. And I think about it's hypocritical of us because when we was coming up, the older comics, like the Steves and the Bernies and stuff, they was looking at us like, damn, this nigga on TV already.
Yeah.
So every generation has the issue with music, whatever. But I'm not mad at those people. But I will say the important part is what you said is don't think that's going to translate on stage because it's not the same. A lot of them was doing sketches.
That's right.
They're getting booked to do comedy, stand up, and it's like, no, it's not. These are not sketches.
It's not the same. It's a different art form. Yeah. Let me drink some water. 1 second.
Yeah, me too.
Because you say in your room is in here is baking, so I'm going to strip off, so they're going to see a different Peter. I was going to say to you, has comedy changed you as an individual, or no? I'll let you answer that because if I answer the second part, you'll get it. But has comedy changed you as an individual?
No, I'm the same person I was since I was a kid. Now my mind has grown, but what comedy? Only thing I will say, comedy has done for me is allowed me to go other places and understand that everybody wants to laugh. Doesn't matter what country, doesn't matter where you're at. You know, funny is funny, and that's what comedy is. Let me learn. Like, you know, you can relate to people all over the globe. That's what comedy does.
Yeah, because you're like me. I like to travel and perform to test out my material on different audiences and to see, because my comedy transfers. Once you know your comedy transfers, it's almost like you're feeling there's nothing that should be stopping you from getting where you want to. No one should be able to say to you, no, you can't perform at this gig because your style is, you know what I mean?
Yeah, unless it's like a non-Christian, non-curse, you know, the ones that don't curse stuff. That's a whole different genre.
Yeah,
when you can move anywhere on the globe, you know, like Southwest, you're not free to move about the country. Yeah, when you be able to do that, it's a good feeling. The first time I went to Amsterdam, when I first went there, and I was nervous as hell because I was like, they're gonna understand me. I don't understand English, but I was like, they're gonna get the jokes, they're gonna get the energy of the jokes, and I got a standing ovation, and that told me everything I needed to know. And that was my first time in Europe.
Yeah. Okay. I met you in Europe, right? We just come off a tour.
We met in Europe, yeah. That was my first. Let me know I could do this anywhere.
Yeah, this is what I went out to prove. So I proved that my comedy is transferable in any country, and I quite like that. What's your style of comedy, Mike?
You know what's funny? Yo, P, somebody asked me that at one time and got upset. I was in an interview. I was in an audition, right, to do a part. But the person that was reading me was asking me on these questions on. He was like, "So what's your style?" And I said, "I don't really have a style." He got tight when I said that. He's like, "What do you mean you don't have a style?" Like, well, I said, first of all your tight shit ain't scared. I said what I said. I don't have a style. Only thing I would say is I'm observational, but I don't like to say I have a style.
Yeah.
I would say observational, and I do a lot of improv.
What do you find that you struggle with, if at all?
Struggle with?
Yeah, like, you know, when you was coming up, what did you struggle with? Like, you know, something like
coming up?
Yes.
I'll tell you one thing. Thinking I have to change things when I go someplace else. And understanding that no, it has to be, you got to build it the same way every time. That's what I struggle with. Like when I was coming early, I'm like, yo, how's it gonna be here? How is it gonna be? Then I'm gonna tell you something. When we was young, right? Me and another comic used to hang out, and we used to see, we all came up to the same Mike Epps and everything. So Mike used to go on stage, and sometimes Mike wouldn't be doing good, right? But he had such confidence, even at that time, that he wasn't worried about the crowd. He would just keep going, and then maybe like the third joke, he would get them, and then they locked in, and then he'll go from there. And I remember me and the comic looked at each other one night, and we was like, when we get there, I knew when I got to that point, I was going to be unstoppable. I knew when I got to the point, I ain't worried, because, you know, as a black comedy, it's like, black comedy is like this.
It's intense.
Get to it. Get to it right now.
Yeah. And they want it. Listen, I found out that in quick.
fear that is
Man,
a change.
I found that out when I went to Queens. That was an eye opener. After going to I went to Jersey,
Mhm.
and then after Jersey, I went to Queens, and I found out, Jesus Christ, this is real. It's a real black room. It was a pure Jamaican room. It was interesting. Oh my
Mhm.
God, how do you cope with before you go on stage? Do you have any like routines that you do or perform? Like I personally, I like to be by myself alone. I don't want no one around me before I go
Mhm.
on stage. How do you handle going on stage?
I like that, especially you mean like especially like headlining when you got to do that amount of time because it's different when you're just doing a spot or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like to be by myself and just in my own space and stuff. And I just say the same prayer I say every time, and then it's time to go.
Yeah, a lot of us do that.
The
Some
same
comics
prayer
don't.
I say it every time before I go on stage.
Yeah, some comics don't appreciate that we need our own space. They've done this set. They come talking in our face and hype, and I'm like, man, I got to go on the stage next man.
Yeah, and I don't understand that. Like, I'm about to go on. Why are you talking to me now?
Yeah, yeah.
Like, I'm about. See, I don't do that to the. If me and you, I never did it to you.
No,
We was chopping it up, but when was your time to go on? I'm falling back
yeah.
because and we never had this conversation about your own space. I just give it naturally because I understand what you're about to go on, so you're trying to focus right now.
Man,
They want to talk about the game and stuff, and you got 2 minutes before. Like, nah, bro, I got you in a little bit, not right now.
where are you performing at? You no, hold on. You done a one-man show recently, haven't you?
A special.
Yeah, you don't. Well, we call it one-man
That's
shows
what y'all
now.
call it across the pond.
Yeah. when,
Wait a minute.
when you done a
I seen
special?
plenty British comic specials. They ain't call it that. They call it a special on that.
They call it 1 hour special. Yeah.
Yeah.
You
It's
done
on
a, how
YouTube.
did that come about? What was you talking about? Lou? What did you have a theme for it, or was it just something that you?
It's called Check the Mic.
Yeah.
That's me, Mike, not MIC.
Okay.
And it just came about where I was like, it's time. Like it was
Oh, yeah.
been time. Oh yeah, other people had said it. It's been time to do one, and then I was just ready to do one, and then I found the club I did it in. I picked it because of the size, the acoustics. They had cameras and sound already in the club.
What was the club?
New York Comedy Club.
Okay.
Yeah, they have three. It's one on 24th Street, one on 4th Street, and one
Yeah,
now
yeah.
on 72nd Street. So I picked that. It was just time. It was just time to do one. That was it.
And how did it go down?
Be on Netflix or something, but I wasn't able to make that happen. So I had to put it out on YouTube.
I'm sorry, I paused it to just find out. Okay. I need your handles, Mike. I need where people could find you.
Okay. Well, on Instagram, it's only the word ONLY, one, the number, the digit one, Mike Britt, MikeBritt. On Facebook, it's just Mike Britt. There's no handle or nothing. It's just my name and that. What's that on Instagram, Facebook? That's basically it.
And where are you performing next?
Next, I'm going to be where am I at? This weekend, I'm in the village at a club in the village called Greenwich Village Comedy Club this weekend.
Oh, we got a Greenwich Village over here. Because we need to try and get you over here. Because some people will not have seen you, but when they see you, they're gonna want you over here. So we need to try and get you over to the UK.
I was supposed to come over there so many times.
Okay, what
It
happened?
just never worked out. I was supposed. Remember, I told you I was supposed to come with the Teletubby dude.
John Simmons, huh?
Yeah,
He gonna appreciate that one. Let's tell you
he
what we
used to
do.
do a lot of shows over there.
Yeah, he was the best. He was
He's the
one of the
one that
biggest.
was bringing on the comics from here over there.
Yeah, he was. He was the one there.
So I was supposed to do a couple twice like that, and just didn't work out. I've been wanting to come to the UK for a long time.
Okay, well, hopefully, man, we're gonna get you. We're gonna get you over here, Mike, man.
Yeah, man.
To do your thing.
I'm
Mike,
ready, bro. I'm ready, bruv.
Do you hear what he says? He said he's ready, and so are we.
I said, I'm
Ladies and
ready,
gentlemen,
bruv.
please.
Bruv, you forgot the bruv part.
Yeah, I mean, listen, when me and him went on tour, this guy was teaching me so much, and they got me to drink, and I don't drink, you know. But we
No,
was up
no,
till
he did.
3 or 4 o'clock
He
in the
did.
morning, son,
Well, he gonna
talking.
put it like we put pressure on. They got me to drink. You know I don't drink. You know.
He knows I don't
Yeah,
drink, man. Man,
they
telling
got
me
me
to
to
drink, you
sip.
know.
I sipped. I did not drink fully. I
Yeah,
sipped.
and they would take the Mickey out of me
Nah,
because
you drank,
he's
man. You
English.
drank, my boy. You ain't sip.
Whatever, son.
You
But
drank.
I ended up drinking. We had a whale of a time,
Yeah,
and
we had fun. We had a good
we're
time.
gonna be doing this again because we got to, man. He
We
was
got
like a brother to me, and I was like a brother to him. We just clicked just like that. I
yeah,
love it.
and that don't happen all the time.
No, it does. Well, no, it doesn't, does it?
Man, you go on the road with people you just meet, and you like, yeah, let's do these shows and be out. And there's no
Yeah.
hangout after the show. Ain't no
Dude,
talking during the show. It's do the show and we all go back. The only reason we in the car together because we in the same hotel.
exactly.
And then it's like this. But now we hung out. We had a good time.
Yeah, man, we had a great time.
When you meet, you're a good dude, Pete. So when you meet good people, it's a no brainer. It's like and me, you, it was me, you, and Marshall. You know, me and Marshall was already cool.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it was perfect. It was I was glad he was there, and I was glad
Yeah.
I met you.
That was great. I'm glad I met you too, Mike, man. And we'll carry on talking. This has been Mike Brits, ladies and gentlemen, an American comedian from Brooklyn, if I got that right. Yeah.
BK
Been
all
doing
day.
30 years. Mike, is there anything that you need to tell the people?
Oh, I'm gonna be on the other show I was talking about on HBO Max. It's called Righteous Gemstones. I don't know if you've heard of it. Yeah, it's another HBO Max, and I did a few episodes on that one, so that's coming out soon.
I just want to leave you with one thing. Today, President Trump, that was it. That's the one thing. Did you vote for him, sir? Did you vote for Kamala? Are you into this?
Well, for who?
I'm going political, I'm just saying.
No, I did not vote for that piece of shit.
Oh, wow, Jesus Christ. Hey, let's cut that.
Yeah, that dude is garbage.
Huh?
That dude is a piece of shit liar. That's who he is. There's
So you don't like Trump?
What?
You don't like Trump, obviously. Sir.
No.
Oh,
I mean, he's not fit to be no president.
We know that.
This is happens with the racism and all this stuff. All his energy, his people, the MAGA is not the entire Republican Party. It's just the group he amassed. That when he raised all that muck, America's muck. It's not nothing new. America has slavery. Remember, it's nothing new. But it all got resurfaced with him, and then, they sniffing in there like, somebody's cooking mama's bread again. Oh, nigga bread. They're making it again. So he welled that up in people again.
Yeah, but did you like Camilla?
Still dealing with it. We're still stunned by it because I can't believe you ever see somebody? Could you imagine somebody that has offended every faction of humanity, and them same factions still voted for him? That's some incredible shit, yo.
He's an incredible man.
A white man in America, only a rich white man in America could be a sex offender, 34 count felon, and still not just run.
Are we allowed to put this on
president? What you say?
It's all right. Go to keep talking. You're fine.
It's just mind blowing that only a white dude could do this. No brother could. The Barack couldn't have had none of that shit. He couldn't have grabbed no pussies and all that and still been president. Are you kidding me? This man
is saying the good laws.
It's just scary to see. So it's very the Republican Party is like a cult now. It's scary to see somebody say anything and do anything, and your people follow whatever you say. That's a scary thing.
Yeah.
When somebody tells you, when you lying and somebody checks you, like in real life, and then you go, "Hey man, what's up with all this fact checking?" That's crazy.
You're definitely guilty or something.
Your wife there, but she'd be like, "Oh, so you lied and said you had went with your friend? Oh, we checking facts now?"
It's deep, man. But you know what? At the same time, I'm saying it's deep. He's your president. He's not ours.
I know. That's why I said, I told my wife, I said, this is funny. The first interview I'm doing is somebody that don't give a fuck about this. Not affected at all. And I said, that's crazy. That right after this is the first one. Like, we way over here. Y'all got your own issues now. Don't get it twisted.
There you go, Mike. Mike, it's been a pleasure as always.
Yeah, definitely, bro. Good to see you.
Good to see you too, bro. Even if it's not over here, but we're still talking, we're still connected, and that's what it's all about.
Absolutely.
Mike, thanks very much for the interview.
Thank you, bro. I look forward to being on that side with you.
On this side of the river, yeah. Get away from Trump.
Brian.
Guys, this is the first interview. Hope you enjoyed it. We'll have our next one coming very, very soon. In fact, very, very soon.